Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. Shrieking skulls will shock your soul, seal your doom tonight.
It's almost spooky time. Hey guys, Melinda here. New camera angle because this is the last Halloween themed video and I wanted to get the atmosphere because my mom sent me a whole bunch of decorations. So thank you to my mom. It really meant a lot. Here's some Halloween decorations for the last Halloween themed video. What I did every single day for the month of October is I watched a new different horror film every day. And when I say new, I mean new to me. Like I had never seen these movies before. And then basically the last video I wanted to do is just give like short, simple, sweet reviews on all of the films to give you guys an idea of what I thought of the film and if I recommend it or not. Here we go. We got horror movie reviews with me.
Movie reviews with Melinda. Yo.
Number 1, As Above, So Below. I actually really liked this movie because it was very suspenseful and it had my heart racing the entire time. It's actually pretty recent. I think it's from like 2014 or something like that. But it kept me on the edge of my seat, kept my attention. It was actually really good. I highly recommend it. Thumbs up from me. Number 2, Hellraiser. My parents have been trying to get me to watch this movie for years, and for some reason, I just kept procrastinating on it. I don't know why. I personally didn't think it was scary, just because I have definitely seen a lot of horror movies in my day. But I could definitely see it being traumatizing back in the day when it was released. I thought it was a great film. It was a great concept. I recommend it. It's a great horror film, especially if you're one of those people that say you don't like horror because you don't like being scared. I don't think this movie would scare you. I think it's just mostly suspense, so then I would recommend Hellraiser. Number 3, Blair Witch. This is the sequel, how many years, 10 plus, 20 plus years after whatever the original Blair Witch Project came out. It was just kind of pretty identical to the first movie, The Blair Witch Project. Nothing really surprised me, nothing scared me. There were some interesting plot twists that they put into it just to make it unique, but again, I just kind of was like meh about it because they really didn't need to do this sequel. The Blair Witch Project itself is a cult classic and it could have just remained on its own. I didn't really like it. I wouldn't really recommend it. Number 4, Truth or Dare. I actually thought this was the Lucy Hale Truth or Dare, but it wasn't. This is actually a sci-fi movie that was released in 2017. I immediately was off-put by it because sci-fi horror movies are terrible. They always have been. And like I thought, the movie was terrible. I didn't like it. I thought it was stupid, cheesy, low budget. It just wasn't good. I didn't like it. I don't recommend. Number 5, Mother. I have been wanting to see this movie since it was released. Jennifer Lawrence stars in it. Phenomenal movie. This is the kind of movie that is so complex that you need to probably rewatch it a couple times to understand the concept. I'm not saying that I fully understand the concept myself, but I could see hints of a deeper meaning in this film watching it the first time through. So I thought it was phenomenal, amazing, highly recommend, great film. Number 6, Malevolent. This is a Netflix original film that I actually really liked it. I was very surprised by the end. I was not expecting it. For the first half of the movie, I had no idea that that was going to be the ending. I thought it was great. I thought it was well written. Netflix is doing a great job with their movies and their TV shows, so definitely highly recommend watching Malevolent. Number 7, Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning. It was terrible. I hated it. This one was dumb, stupid, terrible. No. Number 8, Wes Craven's They. It's okay. I'm a huge fan of Wes Craven. Again, it's just kind of like meh. There is some suspense to it, but I think it's not fast enough to keep an audience's attention. It's not that it's really hard to follow in the sense that it's complicated. It's really hard to follow because it's very slow. It's slow moving. I don't really recommend unless you're into those kind of films. Number 9, Tales of Halloween. Just no. No. It was an anthology series of like short Halloween skits or whatever. No, I didn't like it. It sucked. Number 10, Hereditary. Phenomenal film. Yes, 1,000 times yes. Go watch it. So suspenseful. Keeps you on the edge of your seat the entire time. Amazing movie. Absolutely recommend you go watch it. Number 11, The Houses October Built. I actually really liked it. This film is unique because I've never really seen anything like this before. I thought it was interesting. I did not know what to expect. I was asking questions the entire time. I was blown away by how well they were able to keep my attention and keep me guessing throughout the whole film. Number 12, The House is October Built 2. Normally, I don't like sequels to horror films, but this sequel was great. It really ties into the first film. So I would recommend, if you watch The House is October Built, watch the second part. It's amazing, ties really in well with the first movie. They play off of each other, and you really need to watch both of them to fully understand the story. So go watch both of them. I liked both. 13, Jigsaw. This is the most recent Saw film that was released. It was kind of dumb. I mean, there was a plot to it that I didn't see coming, but it was still kind of just stupid. The Saw franchise has gone down the toilet. It's all just become about gore and not story, and I don't like that in horror films. I want the story. 14, Child's Play. I had seen bits and pieces of this, but I'd never seen the full movie through. Child's Play, great, because it's the original. Not scary again, just because it is an older horror film. Definitely a cult classic, obviously, because it launched so many of the Child's Play franchise, the Chucky franchise. So unique, and it creates such a different kind of fear and a unique twist on monster horror films. So Child's Play, recommend. Fantastic. 15, Seven in Heaven. Interesting story. It needed more though. It lacked a lot of concept. They could have done so much with the story, but they didn't. That's pretty much it. I don't like it. I don't recommend. 16, The Windmill. No. Stupid, dumb, terrible, moving on. 17, The Axe Murders of Villisca. Stupid, dumb, terrible, moving on. 18, I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House. This is another Netflix original, and I've heard great things about this film, and I decided to finally give it a try. I think the story is really unique. I like what they were going with, but I would not classify this as a horror film. I would actually probably more call it a drama. They caught my attention right at the beginning of the film with supernatural activity, but it just kind of died out throughout the rest of the film. They catch your attention right at the beginning, but you have to keep the audience's attention, and it just kind of drifted away. The story just felt incomplete, unfinished, not suspenseful. I would not classify this as a horror or a thriller in any way. I don't really recommend. It's still a very interesting idea and a good story, but just not as a horror film. 19, The Vault. Yes, I highly recommend, because I did not know what to expect with this film. I saw James Franco was in it. I was just like, okay, sure, why not? It's plot driven. It keeps your attention. It keeps you wanting more answers throughout. I really enjoyed it. It's about a haunted bank vault. You are rooting for the ghosts in this film. Yes, highly recommend. Great film. 20, Mom and Dad. Holy sh**. That's all I can pretty much say about this film. I thought it was gonna be a dark comedy. It was not. I just recommend for everybody to go watch this film, parents, kids, because it gives you a new perspective on life as a family. It just made me go, holy f***, the entire movie. I was blown away by what they did with this film. Go watch it. I recommend. 21, Chernobyl Diaries. No, I didn't like it. They could have done so much more with it, but they didn't. This was one of those horror films where it's definitely about the jump scares and wanting to like just really at you. Chernobyl Diaries itself is such a great idea, concept. They could have just done so much more with it, and they didn't. I wouldn't recommend. 22, All the Boys Love Mandy Lane. The movie was okay. Definitely was not expecting the ending. In the back of my mind, I kind of was thinking it the whole time, but I was like, no, they can't do this, and then they did it. Again, it's just one of those films where I guess they could have done so much more with it. It's lacking backstory. You just need more, honestly, because you don't feel any sympathy for any of these characters. That's like key in storytelling. No, I don't recommend. 23, Cabin Fever. This was the original, written and directed by Eli Roth, who I think he does horror movies in the gore sense really great, and he has good stories too. I don't want to just say it's all about gore, but I had actually seen the remake. I didn't realize it was the remake, and so I saw this one and I was like, oh my god, this is the original. I need to watch the original. The original obviously way much better than the remake, because the remake was very gory, very bloody. The original, obviously it was gory and bloody too, but it was just better. The original Cabin Fever, I really liked it. Go watch it. 24, Cult of Chucky. Probably not the smartest idea to watch the original that created the Chucky franchise, and then to watch the most recent Chucky film that they released that was missing so much story that happened between the first and the last film. But as a film itself, it kind of sucked. You could tell they're just purposely trying to keep this franchise going because it makes a lot of money, but at what cost? The movie was terrible. I feel like I wasted my time watching it, honestly. It was, no. it wasn't good. And finally, number 25, Backcountry. I didn't know what to expect with this one because the description that they had of the movie, I didn't quite know what this film was going to be about, but I really liked it. It was based on true events. It's about a couple, they go camping to go find this lake on a romantic getaway, and basically they just get lost. It was actually really true, and it was really relatable, and it made the audience feel very sympathetic towards these characters throughout the whole film, and it was just real. I don't know if I would classify this as a horror film. I think this would definitely probably be a drama as well, or maybe even a thriller. I still really liked it. I love these kind of films because even though it is scary to think about being in these situations, they're actually the most real films out there. So yeah, there you guys go. There are my reviews. So then you guys have some movies to go watch before Halloween or on Halloween. I know that they were kind of all over the place. Movies are my life, and I thrive off of storytelling and plot and character development. Seeing some current movies really do give me hope for the horror genre. But so yeah, you guys can go watch these films on your own. All of them are either on Netflix or Hulu or sometimes both, except for Hereditary because it's so new. I went to Redbox and I just rented it for $1.50, so if you wanted to go watch that, that is an option for you guys. There are 25 horror movies that I've seen so far this month of October. I'm going to continue to watch horror movies every single day leading up to Halloween just because oh, this is my month. This is what I thrive on. That's it for this October, this Halloween. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. It would absolutely mean the world to me. And hit that subscribe button if you're not already and you want to see more content. I post every single Friday. With that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Live life, always laugh, and enjoy the journey. Bye. I have noisy neighbors.